Number 1. The Ancient Preserver. A jar pulled from an Egyptian tomb made headlines not for its age but for what it contained. The honey inside remained perfectly edible after 3,000 years. This is not miracle but chemistry. Honey achieves immortality through multiple mechanisms working together. The sugar concentration is so extreme that water becomes unavailable to microorganisms. The natural acidity creates a hostile environment. Enzymes in raw honey produce hydrogen peroxide in small quantities. Store honey in a sealed container, keep water from entering, and ignore crystallization when it appears. That grainy texture is not spoilage, gentle warmth reverses it. This is the standard against which all other preserved foods measure themselves. Number 2. The mineral that predates life. Salt sits on shelves not as food but as rock. Sodium chloride formed from ancient evaporated seas contains no organic matter for bacteria to consume. This fundamental fact makes salt the most permanent item in any kitchen. The only risk is moisture causing clumping, which affects convenience, not safety. For serious storage, non-iodized varieties in airtight containers offer infinite shelf life. Beyond its own permanence, salt functions as a preservation tool for meats, vegetables, and fish. One ingredient securing others creates compounding value. No stockpile is complete without it. Number 3. Sweetness without decay. White sugar preserves through osmotic pressure. Microorganisms require free water to function. Sugar binds that water so tightly that biological processes cannot access it. This is the same principle that makes jams and fruit preserves stable. White sugar, lacking the trace moisture and minerals found in brown sugar, offers maximum longevity. Keep it sealed against humidity, store it away from strong odors that it readily absorbs. And this simple carbohydrate remains unchanged for decades. Sweetness becomes a form of security. Number 4. The shape-shifting staple. Dry pasta achieves what few foods can, decades of stability combined with universal appeal. The preservation mechanism is simple but absolute. Without moisture, mold and bacteria cannot establish themselves. The cardboard box is the vulnerability. Humidity and pantry pests see it as an invitation. Transfer pasta into airtight bins or vacuum-sealed containers, shield it from heat and sunlight. And this kitchen staple transforms into a long-term asset. Beyond the numbers, pasta carries something equally valuable: normalcy. When everything else feels temporary, a bowl of pasta keeps morale intact. It accepts whatever sauce ingredients remain available, stretches scarce proteins across more meals, and provides the psychological comfort of familiar food during uncertain times. Number 5. Butter without weakness. Regular butter contains water and milk solids, both pathways for spoilage. Ghee removes these vulnerabilities through slow heating that separates pure fat from everything else. What remains is a cooking oil resistant to oxidation, stable at room temperature, and capable of outlasting other dairy products by years. Store it in a sealed jar away from light and heat. Use clean utensils to avoid introducing contaminants. Under these conditions, ghee waits until called upon, delivering cooking performance without refrigeration. Number 6. The tropical fat that doesn't turn. Coconut oil's stability comes from molecular structure. Saturated fats lack the double bonds that oxidize and turn rancid in polyunsaturated oils. This chemical reality translates directly to shelf life. Stored in a sealed container away from light and heat, coconut oil remains usable for years beyond its printed date. Its utility extends beyond cooking, emergency calories, skin protection, and even fuel for simple lamps. Versatility matters when resources are limited. Number 7. Spice that protects itself. Whole peppercorns outlast ground pepper by years because nature already solved the preservation problem. The hard outer shell seals volatile oils inside, protecting them from oxygen and light. Grinding breaks this protection, starting a countdown to flavor loss. Keep peppercorns whole in a sealed jar away from heat and sunlight. Grind only what each meal requires. This simple discipline ensures that pepper remains a flavor tool rather than a dusty afterthought. Number 8. Acid that refuses to age. Distilled white vinegar preserves itself through low pH. Acetic acid at 5% concentration creates an environment where bacteria cannot establish populations. Unopened bottles stored in cool, dark conditions maintain full potency indefinitely. The liquid does not degrade into something unsafe, it simply remains vinegar. This permanence makes it a dual-purpose item, both food and preservation agent for pickling vegetables and acidifying cooking liquids. Number 9. Protein that sleeps. Dried beans achieve longevity through water removal. With moisture driven out, biological activity ceases. The protein, fiber, and complex carbohydrates remain locked inside, waiting for water and heat to activate them again. Store beans in sealed containers with oxygen absorbers. Keep them cool and dark. Under these conditions, they remain viable for years. Cooking time may increase with age, but nutritional value does not diminish. This is food in suspended animation. Number 10. Starch without the weak link. Brown rice carries the germ and bran, components containing oils that eventually turn rancid. White rice removes these, leaving pure starch with no fat to degrade. This single difference transforms shelf life from months to decades. Mylar bags, oxygen absorbers, cool temperatures, and darkness create the conditions where white rice waits indefinitely. A single container represents weeks of caloric foundation. When other foods run out, rice stretches what remains.